Alright folks, today I bring you a video of complete disbelief, in all honesty. And this is something I read on the news this morning, an article. So anybody who knows me knows this is my 1997 Ford Expedition XLT. It's got just over 100,000 miles on it. No, it's not running yet. Needs some work. But here's the article. The owner of a 1998 Ford Expedition, same color as this, the wheels are a little bit different, sued Ford Motor Company and was awarded $57 million because, and what I think is the owner's own stupidity. You don't blame the vehicle for this, what happened. So here's what happened. So the owner of a 1998 Ford Expedition in 2018, I do believe, they said they hit a mailbox and they shifted it in the park to get out and access the damage that had been done. Well, as the owner stepped out of the vehicle, she slipped and fell on her back. And as she stepped out of the driver's side, she slipped and fell onto her back, which resulted in her leg landing behind the front driver's side wheel, at which point the vehicle then self-shifted into reverse and backed over her leg, causing fractures to her tibia and her fibula. As they went on to say, Ford had a vehicle defect in which the vehicle's shift linkage has an issue as to where sometimes it doesn't fully seat into park or reverse or drive, which is what they say caused this little incident, resulting in a $57 million settlement for this owner. Now, everybody claims that, Ford's had so many lawsuits, the Expedition being one of the number one vehicles with the most lawsuits in the world. People are so damn dumb. They really are so damn dumb. It's the owner's fault for not paying attention and shifting it in the park all the way. It's not the vehicle's fault. You never blame the vehicle as far as I'm concerned. They hit a mailbox, stepped out to access the damage, probably didn't shift it fully in the park the way they were supposed to, got out, fell, their left leg landed behind the driver's front wheel, in which they claim the vehicle then self-shifted into reverse and backed over this person's leg, resulting in a $57 million settlement. Now, once again, as I read, they say the Ford Expedition is the number one vehicle with the most lawsuits in the United States, which is bull crap. Because as I said, you can't blame the vehicle if you didn't fully shift it into a park, resulting in what happened. This is just obscure stupidity. People will do anything for the sake of a stupid, lousy dollar. Now, I have been driving for going on 8 years. 7 years come July 31st. It's when I got my driver's license. But anyway, never have I ever gotten into an accident. I've never been in an accident. And I can put any of my vehicles, doesn't matter which one, any of my Fords, I've got 7 Fords in my yard. I can put any of them into park, reverse, drive, set the parking brake, walk all the way around it, and never once be ran over by my own vehicle. Because if you know what you're doing and you're not stupid, you're not going to get hurt. So as I've said, you don't blame the vehicle if you have an accident and you get out, you put it what you thought was in park and you didn't shift it all the way in the park, and you get out and you fall. The fall is not the vehicle's fault. They slipped and fell. But again, you don't blame the vehicle when you're in a hurry and you get out after you've had an accident. So this person who sued Ford for this incident, which was their fault, should have their driver's license taken away. That's why I say. Because it's not the vehicle's fault. Okay. Now, yes, things do wear out over time, but it can take 20, 30 years sometimes for certain things to wear out. None of the shift linkages in any of my vehicles are worn out. None of them. Now, my Jeep, yes, the shift linkage is messed up on it, but I don't crawl under it when it's running to put it back in park. It's always turned off because I'm smart, I have a brain, and I know what the hell I'm doing. If you get out with your vehicle in drive or reverse and shift it back into gear with it running, that's your stupidity. And you're going to get run over because you are the stupid one. It's not the vehicle's fault. The vehicle just doesn't sit there and go, okay, he's under here now, I'm going to back over him. No, that's your stupidity. And that's all I'm going to say about that. If I had an incident like this, where my vehicle accidentally backed over me, do you think I'd really sue Ford, or whether it be whatever manufacturer vehicle I have? No, I'm not going to sue them, because it would be my fault. If I didn't shift my vehicle all the way into a park, and then I crawl under it and it runs over me, it's not the vehicle's fault. It's mine for not paying attention and moving too fast and not using my head. So, that's all I'm going to say. This person who sued Ford for their own stupidity should have their driver's license taken away. It wasn't Ford's fault. Now again, I say they claim that Ford had a defect in their shift linkage system that causes the vehicle to go from one gear to another all by itself. No, that doesn't happen. That does not happen. All these vehicles are sitting in park right now. Every single one of them. Do you think I'm going to come out here one day and open one of them up and all of a sudden it's going to be in drive? No, it's not. Vehicles do not have a mind of their own. They can't do things. They can't shift themselves into park on their own. And don't get me started talking about these electric self-driving vehicles. Don't even get me started on that. That's a different story for a different day. All these gasoline automobiles in this world can not shift themselves in and out of gear. Now, I will admit, my dad's 2019 Ford Fusion, if you put it in drive and you jump out, it'll shift itself back into park. But that's how far along technology has come. I did it once myself. I left it in drive. I jumped out real quick. I don't know what I was doing, but I jumped out real quick, forgot to put it back in park, and it shifted itself back into park. Now, yes, that is electronic. And it is a safety feature. So, no one could ever be injured that way, really. Now, yes, it is an electronic system, and it may wear out over time, but it's fixable. But that's my That's today's video. Anyone that would sue a company, a vehicle company, for their own stupidity when it was the person's fault, not the vehicle, you should have your license taken away. That's all I'm going to say about that. Because as far as I'm concerned, all vehicles are perfect in their own way. Yes, things wear out over time. But sometimes it takes 20, 30, 40 years for certain things to wear out. And so, I mean, when I say wear out, I'm talking about ignition. 20, 30 years to wear out. Excuse me. I'm talking about motors, transmissions, rear ends. And maintenance has a lot to do with that. If you don't maintain your vehicle and don't change the oil every 5,000 miles, the transmission fluid every 50,000 miles, and the differential fluid every 50,000 miles, and things wear out and start giving you a lot of problems, that is your own stupidity. I cannot tell you how many cars I see every day come into Walmart for an oil change, and they're 5, 10, 15, 20,000 miles overdue for an oil change. And they're wondering, oh, my car's making noise. What could it be? I go down, I pull the drain plug. I might get a half a quart come out. There you go. You don't blame the vehicle on that. Your car's burning oil because you didn't maintain it. You didn't maintain your vehicle, and now it's burning oil. It's not the vehicle's fault. A vehicle just doesn't start burning oil. You have to maintain it to keep it from burning oil. People out here think cars are just, oh, I can just get in and go. I never have to do anything to it. No, you have to maintain it. You have to maintain your vehicles. Do you think any of my Fords or my Jeep burn any oil? No, because I changed the oil every 5,000 miles with full synthetic oil. Now, yes, my Jeep does leak oil, but that's leaking from the valve covers. That is a rubber gasket that eventually, on any vehicle, will wear out over time and leak. It's easily replaceable, but if you don't replace it and don't keep an eye on the oil level the way I do, and your motor blows up, that's your stupidity for not paying attention. Now, when I went to Tennessee on my vacation, before I left, I checked the oil, and it was full. Drove to Tennessee, 75 miles an hour for about 500 miles, and it lost about a half a quart of oil because the valve covers were leaking. But when I got to Tennessee the next morning, I checked the oil, I topped it up, and I went along my merry way out riding around traveling. Drove around for a couple of days in Tennessee. Got up the morning I was going to leave, checked my oil, a half quart low again. Topped it back up, drove all the way home, checked it again, half quart low, topped it up. That's been over a month ago since I got home from Tennessee off my vacation, and I have yet to have to add oil in it. Now, the faster you drive, the faster it's going to leak because, of course, everything's spinning faster, the oil's pumping faster, and it's going to leak out faster. Now, on my daily commute to work and back every day, it's a 50-mile round trip, 25 there, 25 back. I run 60 miles an hour once I hit 601. There and back every day. Checked it yesterday before I left work. Wasn't low. But again, you've got to keep, if your vehicle burns oil or leaks oil, keep an eye on it. Now, I know all you women out there, y'all don't know a lick about cars. Most of you don't. And you think you just get in it and drive and drive and drive and drive and never do anything, never change the oil, never check the oil. A bunch of the men out there are that way too. And I can say this. Everybody in my entire family that I know, in my family, does not maintain their vehicles. I am the only one who does. I maintain all my vehicles, and all my vehicles running like a top. Never have any problems. I keep them maintained. I keep the tire pressure checked, the fluids changed, keep them clean inside and out, and they never have any issues. But I am the only one out of probably 100 people in my family. That's just a rough estimate. I don't know, Anyway, I'm the only person in my family that maintains his own vehicles. None of the rest of them do. They just think they can get in and drive and never do anything. No, you have to maintain your vehicles. I cannot stress that enough. Something else that bugs me, and I'm not judging anybody when I say this, I'm just telling you what I see. I get customers come in Walmart all the time. I need new tires. Okay. And I go out there and look at them. Now take one of the back tires on my Expedition here. I replaced these tires 4 years ago in 2020. I probably have put maybe 20,000 miles on them in total in 4 years. Now check this out. There's still plenty of tread here. They're not dry rotted. They're not cracked. They still got plenty of tread. People come into Walmart all the time. I need new tires, and I go out there and look at them, and they look just like this tire that here does. Still got plenty of tread, not dry rotted. I want new tires. You don't need new tires. I want new tires. You don't need new tires. There's nothing wrong with the ones on the vehicle, but I still want new tires. Okay. Throwing their money away when we have told them they don't need tires. There's nothing wrong. They want to piss their money down the toilet. Honestly, that's on them, but I hate to see them do it. I'm trying to help people out, not waste their money on things they don't need. If I say you don't need tires, now some of them listen, some of them don't. But anyway, if you don't need tires, or if you think you need tires, and I tell you you don't need tires, just take my advice. I wouldn't lie to you. I mean, if your tires are, if your tires look like these, and they're bald, and they're dry rotted, see the cracks, and you say you need new tires, yes, you need new tires. I will not deny that, because I don't want to see you get hurt. But if your tires look like this, they're not cracked, they still got plenty of tread, they're not cracked, there's no holes in them, they're not leaking, and you say you need new tires, no you don't waste your money. I will tell you, I will inspect the tire. If you need tires, I will tell you, yes, you need tires. But if you don't, I will tell you you don't need tires. And just don't waste your money. I cannot stand seeing people waste their money on things they don't need. Now, as I've said, out of all the vehicles I got, all my Fords and my Jeep, all but like 2 or 3 of them are running right now. But they're not running for major things. It's simple minor things that are keeping them off the road. But we've got, and all those are over there. We've got Frankie running and driving, Big Betty, my dad's 2010 Expedition, running and driving, just needs a tag. We've got Frankie, Big Betty, my dad's Fusion that he drives back and forth to work every day, the Jeep, and my blue F-150. 5 vehicles. Now, all of them are running. None of them have any issues. Now, this one needs a motor and transmission. Really not that big a deal. White Lightning needs a little bit of intake manifold work. No big deal. The Maverick needs a starter put on, water pump, and timed up. Not really that big a deal. I just got to find time to do it. But I wanted to show y'all that video, that article I read, and share it with you and tell you my thoughts on it. If your vehicle runs you over because you didn't shift it all the way into park, that's your stupidity, and you shouldn't be suing Ford for something that it wasn't the vehicle's fault. If you didn't shift it all the way into park and it somehow just kind of clicked down into reverse and then you fall and it backs over you, that's your own fault. That's not the vehicle's fault because you didn't put it all the way in the park. That's your fault. So don't go suing Ford. Ford's the #1 company in America. All these recalls they try to make up and lie about, it's just, ugh. I don't believe in recalls, I just don't. I mean, the vehicles are perfect in their own ways. I mean, yeah, things eventually wear out, but like I said, again, 10, 20, 30 years for them to actually wear out. But anyway, that was my little video for today. Thank y'all for watching. Bye.